Hi, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School. This is a 20-minute flow to do at the end of your day to slow down, calm down, say goodnight to your body. And I'm calling it Goodnight Moon. I don't own the rights to that book, but maybe you remember it from when you were a kid or with your kids. We're just going to say goodnight to all the parts of our body, calm down physically, mentally, energetically, and get ready for a good night's sleep. So we'll get started today in a child's pose. You can have your knees wide, or if you like, try an embryo variation with your knees together and arms wrapped around your legs. Just really let yourself settle here. Pay attention to your breath and deepen it, but it doesn't have to be a certain breath. You don't have to practice with Ujjayi. Just make sure you're breathing throughout. We'll be doing lots of stretching, a little bit of flow. This is your chance to do less and to be more. You can gently massage your forehead side to side on your mat, releasing some tension there between your eyebrows. And then crawl your hands all the way over to your right. Let your hips lean a little to your left. Find some space through your side. And then back through center to the other side. Hands left, hips right. Bring it back to center. Inhale to tabletop, and as you exhale, find a downward facing dog. A few breaths to pedal out through your feet. Really press one heel down and then the other. Feel that stretch and expansion through the entire back line of your body. We're going to take a little wave flow into downward facing dog. So as you inhale, shift forward to a high plank, shoulders over your wrists. As you exhale, bend your knees, send your bum all the way back to your feet, and then up to downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale, ripple forward, lead with your upper back, high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, press your bum to your feet, hips high, down dog. One more time. Breathe in, shift it forward. Breathe out, bend your knees, send your hips back. Take a moment here, deep inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, make some noise. Again, breathe in. Open mouth, release. Soften your knees, walk your hands back to your feet. And then take yourself down to a little squat. Lift your heels and drop your knees down to your mat. So we'll stretch the bottom of our feet, a little toe squat here. You can lean as far back as is comfortable for you. You might feel this pretty quickly. If it's too much, feel free to rock forward. Feel free to come back to a forward fold. Give the bottom of your feet a little love here. A little stretch. We'll kind of work bottom all the way up to release and relax. One more breath. Rock it forward to hands and knees. Shake out your legs. I like to tap the tops of my feet to the ground. If you want a little bit more stretch through your ankles, you can sit back on your feet and start to lift your knees. But for some of us, that's just not happening, and that is okay. And then we'll meet back into a downward facing dog. Bring your feet together so your big toes touch. Reach your right leg high to the sky. Breathe in. As you exhale, you're going to take your right big toe and second toe and place them toward the back of your left heel and gently press down. I feel a little bit more intense stretch on my left calf and Achilles, even some hamstrings. Wherever you're feeling this, breathe into it. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, release and switch sides. Left leg high, breathe in. Left first two toes around your right heel. Press it down and back. Keep sending your chest to your thighs. Keep breathing. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, release it down. Right leg up again, breathe in. This time open up your hip, bend your knee, explore some movement here, some circles. You can bend and straighten, kind of kicking out your leg. Yep, I'll move out of your way so I don't get kicked. Breathe. Extend your right leg long, breathe in. Step your right foot outside your right wrist to set up for your lizard pose. Left knee can be down, it can be lifted. You can turn your right toes out, let your right knee fall out. Really explore, we'll be here for a few breaths. Another option is to take a quad stretch. Right hand reaches back for your left foot if that's accessible. And it's okay if it's not. Nice deep, full breaths. One more. Release your back foot if you have it. Center your right foot between your hands. So kind of shimmy it between your hands. Crawl your right toes a little forward and send your weight back for a half splits. And if you feel flexible enough or want to move into a full splits in that direction, please feel free. Let your spine feel long. Head and neck can relax. They can be more lifted. Try not to think about right and wrong here. Just releasing, being, accepting. One more breath. We're going to take this to pigeon. So you're welcome to bend into your right knee. Drop your shin down so foot comes toward your left hip. Kind of making like a number 7 with your legs. If this doesn't feel great on your knees, you have knee stuff, you might come on your back and take a crossed ankle shape. Yeah, that can be more upright. You can start to bow forward in your pigeon. A nice 5 breaths to hold and breathe. And we just notice the sounds around us. Sometimes our opportunities to relax are not in line with our neighbors, and that's okay, or even with the environment. Let's take one more breath. If you want more time, you can always stay. And then begin to walk your hands back in, lift your chest, tuck your left toes under, send your right leg back up, 3-legged dog, open up your hip, move it around, give yourself some little counter movements. I'm like walking right into these flowers. And then we'll take that to the other side, right foot down, lift your left leg high, breathe in, open up your hip, bend your knee. Find a little bit of movement, circle, bend and straighten, explore how your hip joint feels. Extend long, breathe in. Step your left foot outside your left wrist, set up for your lizard pose to start. Tons of options always. Again, right knee can be down, it can be lifted. Your left hand might reach back for your right foot for a quad stretch, get a little bit more into your hip flexors in front of your thigh. Whatever you've chosen, pay attention to your breath. If you have your foot, release your grip. Center your left foot between your hands to set up for your half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. I like left toes a little forward and then a shift back over my right knee to extend left leg towards straight. A bent knee is totally fine. Deep, full breaths. Rebend into your left knee, make your way into pigeon or your figure 4. Left shin comes kind of parallel-ish to the top of your mat. For me, it's more of a angle. Spine long, and then fold forward, or again, figure 4, a different hip stretch if this is just not working today for whatever reason. And try to move away from that place of judgment and simply into a place of observing without attachment. Let's take 3 more breaths. You can walk your hands in, lift your chest. Send your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Open it up, move it around. Release your foot. Lower your knees gently. If this doesn't work to be kneeling, you can come to a seat on your bottom. And we'll just take a little bit of a side bend, right hand down, left arm up and over. You can stay, or sometimes I like to even lift a little on my knees. I can't get all the way up with my hand there. Adjust, explore, moving into the sides of your waist. And then to the other side, up and over, hips down, or a little lift. Back to center as you're ready, some shoulder shrugs. We're gonna take it all the way to our belly. So hands down, lower down for Sphinx pose. Forearms are parallel to each other. Elbows right below your shoulders. Yeah, so chest can be a little bit more lifted if you like. If you prefer, you can drop your chin to your chest. Explore some neck movement here without forcing anything. Now lower down, I'm gonna scoot out of your way. Take your arms out wide in a T, and then roll onto your right hip. Left foot's gonna kickstand behind you. Yeah, beautiful. So they both have cactus arms, which is fantastic. You can also do your arm out wide if you prefer. Just be a different stretch through your chest, your shoulder. This is also a little bit of a twist. So we're moving up the body, came from our hips, getting into our sides, our waist, our chest, shoulders, a little neck. Come back onto your belly and find your way to the other side. Rolling onto your left hip, kickstand your right foot behind you. Notice where you feel sensation. And as your sides feel even, come back to center. A little funky one here, I like to start from a Sphinx pose. So we're gonna cross our arms underneath our chests, one arm over the other, palms face up, and then let your head and neck relax as much as you can. And this one can be pretty intense, so I'll let you decide how long you stay. When that feels like enough, with one arm on top, switch and cross the other. And if you wanna be here for a long time, that's great too. Yep. Hannah and Lucy are ready to switch. You can switch with them or you can stay. And same thing, when that feels like enough, you can press back to a child's pose. Come flat onto your belly, whatever feels most natural or intuitive. Slowly walk yourself up so you're seated on your shins. Again, if this doesn't work, come onto your bottom. You can just meet us. We're just gonna drop right ear to right shoulder. Stay there, or if you like a little bit more, chin towards sternum, maybe all the way around. Move slowly and gently. Getting a little deeper into your neck. If you're still on one side, switch left ear to left shoulder. Try to let your shoulder blades glide down your back, stay there, or add a little extra movement. Side to side or all the way around. Come back toward neutral. Come onto your bottom if you're not already there. Extend your legs out in front. Scoot yourself a little bit forward and then roll down onto your back. You can do that slowly or plop it down if you're ready for it. place your feet on your mat so your knees are pointing up to the sky. Yep, you read my mind. And let your knees windshield wiper right and left. Next time your knees come to the left, stay there. You can hang out just as you are, or you can take your left ankle on top of your right thigh for a little bit more sensation. And if you prefer more of a twist, you can take kind of a classic twist, knees stacked. Uncross your ankle if it's crossed. Again, windshield wiper right and left a couple of times. We'll take that to the other side. As your knees fall right, let them stay right. This time, option to add right ankle on top of your left thigh. Notice where your mind is. Acknowledge, accept, and then release back to awareness of present moment, your breath, sensations. Fantastic. Come back to center if you haven't yet. Release your ankle. And we'll take what I call a threaded figure four, which is a little funky, so I'll demonstrate, but also hopefully talk through this well enough. You're going to take your right leg to the sky, breathe in, left knee is bent. You're going to thread your right foot underneath your left knee. If you can, try to find your right toes with your left hand. Let your right knee fall forward and down. And you can stay like that, or for more sensation, you can take your left foot on top of your right calf or even on top of your right thigh. And I've even seen some students let their left knee fall out to the side. It's almost kind of like a funky undercrossed lotus. Yeah, so you can thread this underneath if that's okay. Yep, and then let this knee fall forward and down. Yeah, you got it, Lucy. For even more, right arm can reach up and overhead and a little bit to your left. You might feel that through your hip flexors. Think about it over your head to the ground behind you. Yes. And then gently bring it back to center. We'll switch. Right foot on the ground. This time your left foot reaches high. Thread your left foot in the space underneath your right knee. Maybe you find your toes with your right hand. Let your knee fall forward and down. And then right foot can come on top of your left calf or thigh. Yep. And if you want a little bit more, left arm reaches up overhead behind you, maybe a little to the right. So good. You're almost there. This is like the equivalent of a hot sun bath. As that feels even from the first side or feels like enough, unwind, bring it back to center. Slowly draw your knees to chest and take a happy baby. You can rock a little side to side. You can hold on to the inside or outside of your feet behind your knees. And take whatever else it is that you'd like before our final rest, final Savasana. Maybe there's another stretch your body's asking for, another shape that feels intuitive. Or simply set yourself up for a supported rest here. Do a little scan from your toes to the crown of your head, moving through your body parts. Check in and let them and tell them and give them permission to really relax. Your toes, your feet, your ankles, legs and knees, pelvis, belly and chest, your entire back and shoulders, your arms, wrists, and hands, your neck, your face, and your head, your energetic body, your thoughts, your emotions, Let everything rest. You can stay here as long as you'd like. Continue this rest into your sleep. Or if you're ready to move on, start with little movements, wiggles, or stretches. Maybe they get a little bigger, arms above you. With your eyes soft or closed, come to a comfortable seat to close and finish out this little practice. Palms together in front of your hearts. We honor those who have come before us, this practice and its evolution. And we bow our heads in silence to say thank you. Enjoy. Thank you so much.